Hey everybody, this is Brian with Bear Cards 34. So one of my favorite collections as a kid was collecting the Action Packed All-Madden football team cards. And I have quite a few of them from back in the day, but one thing I never opened were these Action Packed All-Madden Anniversary teams. These were from 1993. And if you look here, there is one, I guess you could call it a hit that you can get, which is 24 karat gold cards are randomly inserted in limited quantities. Yeah. So I was able to hit some of the Braille cards and things like that, but I haven't actually hit a 24 karat gold card, and I believe they just kind of have it designated just in a little portion on the card itself. So the All-Madden team was like a really cool thing for fans, but the players really loved it as well. It was kind of a badge of honor for the players to be selected for Madden's team each year. And so these are his favorite players from the past 10 years. So I'm assuming 83 to 93. And so there is a Walter Payton in here. That's the card I'm hoping for more than anything else. But there's some other great Bears and some other great players as well. What I really liked was he would include special teams players like Steve Tasker. He even had kickers on the All-Madden team. Like right here, we have Kevin Butler of the Bears. Some of my favorite players back in the day who were part of that team were the late great Jerome Brown, Richard Dent, and I love this photo. I'm a Bills fan. I was rooting for them in a couple of their Super Bowls just because they had never won a Super Bowl, and they went 4 years in a row, and I can empathize as a Jazz fan. My Utah Jazz have still never won an NBA title, and they went back-to-back years, but of course, Michael Jordan happened. Need I say more? So Joe Montana, and they also had players that would, be selected multiple years. So, for example, a couple of years in a row of Neil Anderson, one of my all-time favorite Bears. Also, another one of my all-time favorite Bears, the big William the Refrigerator Perry, for multiple years. And Jim McMahon made it a few times too, including with the Philadelphia Eagles. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and rip in. I purchased 8 packs of these on eBay. There was a box that was available that I considered buying, but the price just seemed a little bit too high for me to invest in that. But I thought, hey, we could still have some fun with this. So here's what we have. All right, so we got a Jack Youngblood Hall of Famer. And it's kind of cool to get these ones because, they weren't making All-Madden cards back when Jack Youngblood was playing. And so, yeah, these are sharp-looking cards. I believe the 24 karat gold, I think, is somewhere here or here. So hopefully I won't miss that. I'll kind of keep an eye out. Lawrence Taylor, one of the greatest defensive players of all time. Steve Largent, and to me, that's the perfect picture for All-Madden. Just some blood, some mud. Really, you were selected for the All-Madden team for being a good player, but more than anything else, just being a really tough player, gritty player, strong player. Roy Green, that's pretty cool to see him on that. I didn't know he ever made that. Joe Jacoby, and then my guy, Dan Hampton. That's great. All right, so there's pack number 1. Still, oh boy. Now, one thing back in the 90s was collation. First card is Jack Youngblood. It's possible. Okay, good. It is not a duplicate pack here. Is that Jim Burt, I believe? Yeah, Jim Burt. Art Monk, one of my all-time favorite receivers. Otis Wilson, another Bear. And Mark Bavaro. Again, you got the blood. Tough player for sure. Mark Bavaro back in the day. I was kind of thinking about this. Oh, nice. All right, my second favorite running back of all time behind Walter is Barry Sanders. And one of the things this will show you, it has a nice quote from Madden. So if it wasn't for slow motion, it would be impossible to appreciate the abilities of Barry Sanders. He's not only difficult to tackle, this guy is difficult to touch. I watch tapes of his runs and find myself saying, hey, how do you do that? So rewind the tape and watch it again and again, and I still can't figure out how he does some of the things he does. He is so quick, shifty, and explosive, he gives defensive guys nightmares. Barry has been the best and most elusive runner in the league since he arrived in 1989. When he gets his hands on the ball, believe me, anything can happen. That's very well said by John Madden and very accurate, and I think that's why even to this day, despite never winning a title and retiring early, he would have passed Walter Payton. I mean, he would have passed him. I do believe if he had played longer, he'd be the all-time leading rusher. But what really stands out even to this day is just his spectacular runs. I mean, he was just fantastic. So we definitely did get a lot of duplicates already. But that kind of just shows how the collation was. Plus, honestly, I don't think this set had a lot of cards. So you're probably bound to get duplicates pretty quickly on these. Darryl Green, Michael Irvin, he was great. Gary Fensick, very cool. That's cool to see. I remember he had a beer commercial where he smashed a can of beer on his head. And that's kind of, other than like, the Bears Super Bowl, that's kind of what I remember most about Gary Fensick was that commercial. And Reynolds, that'd be Jack Reynolds right there. Cool, very cool. Next up, we're halfway done. Oh, nice. We got Mike Singletary. I like how many Bears are a part of this set. Matt Millen, Jim Bertigan, William the Refrigerator Perry. So now we've got this William Perry, that William Perry, and where's the other one here? Right here. All right. So here are 3 William Perry All-Madden teams. So he was a fan of the guy. And William Perry, he was big, and he was a tough player. He was also very fast for his size. I was very impressed with how fast he was running from left to right. All right, Mike Singletary, Michael Irvin, Gary Fensick, Bill Bates, very cool, Sterling Sharp, and another Dan Hampton. And I don't believe any of these are, I don't think I've seen a 24 karat gold card yet. I might check real quick at the end just to make sure. Yeah, so lots of duplicates here. Emmitt Smith, good. There's a nice new one. And a Howie Long. All right, only one more pack to try to get a Payton. I don't know. We'll see. If not, I may just pick one up on eBay, because I'd definitely like to have that card in my set. Oh, nice. Okay. Well, if I can't have Payton, that would probably be my number 2 right there, Jim McMahon. Let's see what he says about Jim. When you try to think of the perfect... Oh, and that's cool, too. Okay, so you got him on the Bears here, and you've got him on Minnesota there. When you try to think of the perfect guy to quarterback the All-Madden team, Jim McMahon has to be that guy. He's not the biggest, fastest, hardest throwing, or best looking, but best looking. Maybe he just means his play. Okay. But he finds a way to get the job done. Jim's greatest quality is his competitiveness. There's a fire that burns so bright inside of him. Sometimes I think that's the reason he's always wearing sunglasses. His will to win is sometimes too much for people to handle, which is part of the reason he's played for so many teams. Jim's been known to headbutt his offensive lineman on occasion. Well, in the huddle of the All-Madden team, a QB who's not afraid to knock heads is just what we need. Very cool. Yeah, this is a fun little set, definitely. Mike Haynes, very cool. He was good. Otis Wilson again, and that's a nice way to end it right there, Jerry Rice. So I'm pretty sure that I did not see a 24 karat gold card in there. Let me double check real quick and I'll get back with you. Okay, so yeah, I did not see any 24 karat gold cards. However, I did get a lot of Chicago Bears and some great players like Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, Jerry Rice. So that was a lot of fun, and that was cool to see over that decade span some of the players who made that list and were highlighted on these cards. I'll probably try to pick up a Walter Payton. I'm assuming he's the last of the Bears that I'm missing, but I might look at that checklist. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Rest in peace to John Madden. He was a lot of fun to watch play call the games. Highlights of him from, before my time when he was a coach in the NFL as well, a player back in the day, and just such a big part of the NFL community for my whole life. And so it's really great to see these cards and to pick some up, and hope you guys enjoyed that as well. I'll be back with more videos in the near future, and until then, everybody take care, and as always, even though it's the playoffs and we were terrible this year and we're out, go Bears.